Greetings, citizens of Tetris. It is your old pal Van Dweller back with more classic Tetris Monthly Tap Masters for July 2025. And what we've got for you today is what? It's one of the brackets. Which one? Oh, yeah, green. Where is it? There it is, the green bracket. It's going to be our round one and round two matches. It's going to be Klein versus Idkirby. I don't know much about Klein. I know a little something about Kirby, and I don't know, it's going to be kind of a mystery match because Klein only got 6 matches in the database, so it's going to be very, very interesting. Winner of that is going to take on not Sam the speedrunner. It's somebody else, but I assure you it is not Sam the speedrunner. This is all going to feed into, by the way, the top 16 match against Dylan. So yeah, good luck to whoever wins this. All right, we do have another bracket after this one. It's going to be a Stupid Tetris Monthly one, and that is going to be the teal bracket. That one, about 2 hours from now, is going to be Cole versus Captain, winner versus Cobra. But right now, it is going to be Klein versus Kirby, winner versus Sam TS. Just give you a look overall at the top 16. We've got, 2 more spots to determine. This one feeding into Dylan and one more feeding into Maisie. That's Tetris Time, Blue Scooty, and Opox. And that is somewhere on the schedule, is it not? It is. That is coming up on Friday, August 1st at 7:30 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So it's all coming together. And by the way, there is more Tetris. Basically, that says Sunday, but it's really Friday. That top 16 of Tap Masters, that's going to be Friday at 4 p.m. August 1st. That's Alex T, Aaron, Pixelandy, and Bendy. That is going to be a heck of a match. So that's to give you a look at what is coming up. Let's take a look at our rules. Yes, we do have rules, and the rules are that this is a 32-player single elimination flat bracket tournament based in the 1989 version of Tetris, released by Nintendo for the Nintendo Entertainment System on NTSC consoles. Players can play an emulator or console so long as the game mechanics, appearance, and statistics are unmodified. They can use any controller so long as there's no big buttons or turbo functions used, whether electronical or mechanical. Biological turbo only. Level 18 starts, no line cap. If you can get to level 39 and past it, go right ahead. We will be using same piece sets re-rolled in between each game of the match. And players, make sure your hertz and input displays are turned on. These are best of 5s. So the first player to 3 wins is the winner of the match. Do not receive any in-game advice and do not pause unless the commentator tells you. If you do experience technical issues, just keep playing. I will sort it out. Listen for my instructions. But if you do experience an internet outage or OBS or something like that, just keep playing. Very often it'll come back and we can keep going. Sometimes it won't, and I will make a judgment. By the way, the winner of this gets absolutely nothing. Oh, it's so sad. No, they get absolutely something, and that is a share in a prize pool, which stands right now at $390. We are looking to get to our $1,000 incentive to pay our top 8. If you want to encourage there to be a Tap Masters 2, then supporting the prize pool is a great way to signal that you want there to be more of it. Use the Matcherino command if you're watching live on Twitch and YouTube. If you use that command, it'll bring up a link, 2 links actually, the one that says TM or Tap Masters. Click on that. It'll take you to the landing page for this tournament with our prize pool partner, Matcherino. Top right-hand corner where it says log in is where you log in. Use your existing Twitch or YouTube account to log in. Once you're in, there's a mustard color button that says contribute, where you can contribute. If you're watching after the fact, go to go.ctm.gg/tapprize, and that is where you can find the prize pool later. Remember, it is 100% fan funded. There's no sponsors. It doesn't come from me. I didn't have some 8-figure exit from some tech startup. I'm just a guy running a tournament. So you guys are the sponsors. This whole thing gets as big as you want it to get. So that's how to support the players. If you want to support the channel, that is something you can do. You can go to patreon.com/monthlytetris and be like the people on your screen right here. It should be up to date. If you're not on there, please let me know. If you should be on there and you're not on there, that is a lot of people not on there. And you should be on there because you are. If you are, then you are making sure that something that you care about is continuing. Frisco Steve with the 6,722 bits. Thank you so much, Frisco Steve. Hopefully that was on purpose. That seems like a lot, and I really, really appreciate that. That is amazing. That is another way to support the channel is on Twitch with bits or subscriptions or gift subscriptions. Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime Gaming sub is also a thing. Over on YouTube, you got super stickers, super chat, super this, super that. You got channel memberships. You can gift a channel membership as well. But thanks again, Frisco Steve. That was very, very generous. Okay, that is how to support the players and the channel. And I'm going to just kind of open up our game screen right here and take a look at it and see what we got. And let me just look at our cameras and see if we got anything else to work with. No, we just got half of one person's head. There's half of one person's head. And then we have a giant head and nothing else. All right, so yeah, par for the course for CTM. I say we're ready to get started. Yeah, pretty much what we get. I guess it's Scuffed Wrist Tetris Monthly. Actually, I gotta fix stencil. Let me fix this stencil real quick because this stencil is not right. And Kirby, I need you to go play a test game because stencil is off. It might be my fault. I will check and see if that is my fault though. Let's see. We'll reset the transform. Yeah, that stencil's off, bro. It's like, oh, I want you to hurry up, but yeah, I'm not gonna do my stencil. Please hurry up, but also I'm gonna make you do my stencil. No, I fix it. Don't do anything. It's faster for me to do it. You're like, please, can we get this over with? I need to go somewhere right after this, but also, can you take extra time and fix my stencil? Thank you. Oh, what am I doing with my life? I don't know. You were up by way more than 3 pixels. Way more. Here, I'll screenshot you how far off you were. There you go. I'll put it in Discord. All right, you're all good now. Definitely only 3. Yeah, for real. All right, I'm gonna put it in Vandy channel. You'll see the transform I had to make to get it to work. Okay. So I am ready. Let me go ahead and put some pieces in the chat. And if I can get my button to work. Come on, button. Let me just try. My button's not working. Tests. And we'll try this button again. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working. Okay. Pieces are coming. Oh my God, look at that. BFBE8B. And if we get somebody who's a mod to pin seeds in the chat, that would be helpful. I'll do the first one. BFBE8B. All right, looks like both players are ready. We're going to go ahead and get them started. Oh, Klein already won, I guess 3-1. All right, we're going to go ahead and get them started. Klein versus Kirby. Green bracket, Tap Masters, round 1 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. That 8 and B is very confusing indeed. You know, I didn't even check. Let me just make sure. Yeah. Yeah, they're good. Somehow they got the seeds right and I didn't even use seed checker. All right. On the left side of your screen, it is Klein. Klein, seed number 18, qualified into that spot with a 1.15 million qualifier. That was the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. Klein has an overall, or at least a tap PB anyway, of 1.30. And Klein's competitive history, all I really know is that he's played 6 matches, 5 of them in 2021 in the Challenger circuit, and 1 of them a Tetris deathmatch in 2021 against Sidnev. That's it. That is all I know. I literally know nothing else except that here's somebody named Klein and they submitted a qualifier and it's fine. I don't even have a headshot. They sent me this headshot and I was like, well, I kind of need a torso, but there wasn't enough time. But anyway, Klein is here looking to make a name for himself, or maybe not. Maybe trying to stay anonymous, but couldn't stay away from Tap Masters because it was so alluring. But anyway, 160 for Klein, 121 for Kirby. And on the right side of your screen, it is Idkirby, seed number 31, with a qualifier of 1.08 million. Again, the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. Kirby has got a 1.313, 1.313 tap PB. He's a 3-time Mega Master player, including 2 appearances at Lone Star, the 3-time CTWC Gold Bracket player, also played in Bronze and CTWC in 2021 and in Silver in 2022 and went to the top 16 in both of those. Also played in Waco at least 1 year. I know 2022, maybe other years as well. But these are the 2 players we have, and they are going to be playing for a spot in round 2. 276 for Klein, 239 for Kirby. Klein might have the smallest competitive footprint of anyone I've cast in recent memory anyway. I know there was somebody else that had 7 competitive matches. Is that what? Yeah, and Klein's got 6. Now, maybe there's some other account involved. I don't know, but that's all I could find. And Klein's been around really forever, again, since 2021. Challengers. I think Klein went to the semis or the finals in one of those challengers. 349 for Klein, 270 for Kirby. And Klein with some great stacking here, great pace early on, and a crispity clean capture. I think Klein is playing on laptop. So 397 for Klein, 322 for Kirby. All right, Lucas, congratulations on getting a job. Like to hear that. The other Lucas, not the Lucas, not Lucas Huang who played, but the other Lucas, Lucas Susan. 331 for Kirby, 443 for Klein. And this is some pace for Klein. Has a tapping PB registered here of 1.30. I mean, this is some pace that would potentially threaten that. We'll see. It's only game 1 and it's level 18, but this is good pace. Now, I think I've played Klein. I think I've played Klein, actually, now that I think about it, on Nestris.org. I feel like that is true, now that I think about it. I haven't played in a couple months, but now it's all starting coming back to me. Klein says yes, okay. Tetris for Klein, 584 through 119. So yeah, if I've played Klein on Nestris.org, then a lot of people probably have. I got to get back on there. I don't know why I fell away from that site. I just kind of had other stuff going on in life and something had to go, but I got to get back on there, do my puzzles. Clearly, Klein's been doing his puzzles. 610 for Klein. 404 into 19 for Kirby. And Tetris, Klein 640. 414 for Kirby. So Klein with a 600K transition. And Klein really with his first real slowdown, and not much of one. Let's see if he's going to set up for one here. And yes, he is set up. He's going to maintain that with that double. And getting a little droughted here. Kirby, 474. Klein finally gets a long bar. Can't use it with the covered well. All right, and Klein is just not going to end up getting that dirty off-center Tetris. And instead just moves the whole business back over to the right and starts Tetrising again. So 685 for Klein, 482 for Kirby. And Kirby open on the right side, so is Klein. Klein takes a couple of skims. Tetris is for both. Klein back by 5 lines and ahead by about 200,000 points. Let me refresh one of our players here. Players, remember, if you do experience a slowdown, always keep playing. Or a tech issue of some sort. Just always keep playing. All right, looks like he's back underway. I think back underway. Well, we'll see. All right, Kirby 556, Klein 748. All of a sudden back by... Yeah, there's just I don't know if I should try to catch up here. Yeah, they're experiencing some kind of issues here, so let me refresh and see what we get. All right, we are caught up. 846 for Klein, 657 for Kirby, so it's still about a 200,000 point lead. Tetris for Kirby, 691. Man, we are experiencing some stream issues with one of our players, but do keep playing. 725 for Kirby. Klein, 889. And Klein's got a great looking stream, but I'm wondering about that bit rate. All right, Kirby going to top out at 725. Klein, you are good. 892, mulling it out if you want to. All right, Klein is set up for a center well Tetris and gets it just a few hundred points away from the max out. Another one, and Klein's going to get that max out. And Klein, I don't know, you streaming, you might have a very high bit rate. Just so you know, is that something you know how to adjust or look at? Because it is extremely high, and I don't know why we're... Okay, so it seems to be a reasonable bit rate. Okay, yeah, that's fine. It looks like it's fine. Someone checked it, and it seems to be fine. So I don't know if your just PC is a little bit overloaded. So that's fine. We'll do our best. All right, Klein is up 1-0. New pieces for the players. Vandy, do you think anyone has been purposefully under the radar and has the skills to get a Masters win? To get a Masters win, I think they would not be under the radar. You do need competitive experience. Now you can get it on Nestras.org, but if you're getting it on Nestras.org, you're like climbing the rankings, and then I feel like if you're on top of the rankings at Nestras.org, then you're not under the radar. So, you might not be playing anything competitively, and who knows, maybe Klein could be one of those. But again, Klein tapping. So I don't know if Klein can roll. But Klein's one of those players that we don't really know a lot about, except for Nestris.org and 6 CTM matches back in the day. So, all right. What are we doing? There it is. F784 F5, F784 F5. We're going to get these players started. Game number 2. Klein up 1 game to none. So yeah, I think it's, I think someone can not play a lot of organized comp and just play a lot on Nestris.org and go very, very far. Whether they're going to like come right out the gate and win a Masters, I mean, that seems pretty hard to do. But, you know, in this day and age, you got to roll to do it, so. I don't know. Is there anybody like super unknown at the top of the rankings in Norg? I mean, I would imagine they'd be on there. And yeah, somebody could crank out a lot of individual PBs and things like that. But it's a whole different thing when you get into comp, I think. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think people are just going to... They're going to be known. All right, Kirby gets a long bar down over to that right side here in game number 2. C-Dubs is here. What's up? Chen is here. Kirby would love another long bar down that right side, and he's going to get the bar with the blocked well. Tetris Kirby, that's going to bring the stack back down, allow him to try to clean all this up. So Klein, 1 Tetris ahead, same line count. But, you know, Klein with a great, by the way, I mean, I was a little bit maybe under effusive with regard to Klein's first, I mean, I don't know if this tournament is Masters level, but it's a high level tournament and first game right out the gate with a max out. So I was a little bit thrown off just because of the tech issues, but I mean, let us not let that get swept under the rug. Klein with a very impressive debut or return or whatever you want to call it. 202 for Klein. Dirty Tetris for Kirby, 2 rows off the bottom. But yeah, I was a little thrown off because of the tech issues. All right, Tetris, Klein, 248, 189 for Kirby. All right, another Tetris, Klein, 297 through 72. Misdrop of the Z piece. $20 to clean a bathroom? No way. C-Dub says, anyone want to clean my bathroom but been putting it off too long? If you've got a bathroom that you've been putting off cleaning, $20 isn't anywhere close. Are you kidding? What the heck? All right, Tetris down the middle for Kirby. He's also set up for another one. That's column 6. And another one gets into column 6. He's almost set up again. And he is set up again. And Tetris for Kirby. So he's ahead by about a Tetris and ahead by 10 lines, though. So right now, Klein still with the pace lead. Klein gets the Tetris and ties the score back up with a few lines in hand. Like, someone could clean a bathroom, right? Like, you could get the world's best cleaning service to clean a bathroom, and I still wouldn't clean that bathroom, even though it's freshly clean and never used. I still wouldn't clean it for $20. Like, I wouldn't. It's just the worst thing you could, it's the worst thing to do. All right, 369 for Kirby. He's fighting here. Oh, and the game just giving him Z pieces that he really can't use. All right, here's a nice L piece. No great place for a square. And Kirby digging. Klein, 439. There's a nice long bar for Kirby to knock this down 3 rows, but that S piece, not great. Oh, that right side for Kirby. And oh no, that is going to be a top out for Kirby. 379 on 19. And Klein is good in game number 2. All right, players, I'm going to put the pieces in the chat. Would anyone study something they don't like for a year if they get paid to do so? Yeah, a lot of people do things for years that they don't like, that they get paid to do so. Like, it's how most people live their lives. I mean, they shouldn't, but it's how they do. All right, the pieces are in chat. 9D, no pinners. All right, I guess I'm pinning my own seeds still. 9D12 F9. 9D12 F9. I mean, maybe for a short period of time you got to do stuff you don't want to do, but as a chronic condition of life, I highly disrecommend it. (9D12 F9). 9D12 F9. All right, looks like both players are ready. Game number 3. Kirby needs to win one to extend this match. Klein up 2 games to none. All right, there it is. L-I-L-I. All right, Kirby really building up the left side of the board there. Using like 4 bars over there. I mean, this is... Yeah, he was trying to shorten the board a little bit. Maybe he was having trouble with like 5 taps. So, if you build up a lot on the left side of the board, it effectively shortens the board by like 1 or 2 rows. So you have like an 8 or 9 wide play field. So I don't know if that maybe what Kirby was going for while he had the chance, but kind of blew up a little bit. And now he's digging to start off the game. All Tetris is so far for Klein. No, Klein with an overshift of that L piece. That's going to cost him a couple lines of burning, but all right. He's nodding his head. I think he's learned. He's picked up a lesson. Don't do that. 162 for Klein. 105 for Kirby. Tetris Kirby 129, 186 for Klein. Oh, Klein was feeling good and kind of bopping along. and double flipped that long bar to cover that long bar well. And so all of a sudden, Klein in a dig. So maybe Klein getting a little too confident here. All right, takes it down with a triple, 197, 223 Kirby. And Kirby with a good board here. Long bar in. Tetris. Klein still recovering. And there's a dirty Tetris for Klein to help clean that whole mess up. So see, Klein learning all kinds of lessons now after 4 years away from competitive Tetris. $253 for Klein. Oh, and a perfect clear for Kirby. What the heck? Arrest this man. $299 for Klein, $315 for Kirby. All right, another Tetris. Klein, 346 through 86. So Kirby with about a 14,000 point lead. About 2/3 of a Tetris. There's another Tetris Kirby, 387. All right, Kirby, another Tetris, 459. He's set up again. Klein now with a good board. Kirby with a good board. Like both players living in about that 13 hertz range for their tapping speed, with bursts a little higher here and there. All right, Tetris Kirby, 552. 4 lines away from 19. And Kirby is in at 576, so a good transition here for Kirby. And a couple of long bars are going to help Kirby out. There's another Tetris Kirby, 624. Klein, 528 into 19. And here come those couple of long bars. Klein can't use either one for a Tetris. But there's another one for the Tetris, 554 Klein. A skimming Tetris for Kirby. And another one, 677. It's about 122,000 point lead for Kirby. Tetris Klein. All right, Klein opens up that right side. That's only going to be good for a triple because of the gaps in the stack. Level 21 for Klein. 9 lines behind Kirby right now and 140,000 points behind. Tetris Kirby, 793. All right, a triple and a Tetris. Kirby, 893. 40 lines to go for Kirby until level 29. If we can get there, it would be the first 29 that we've seen in this match. Of course, Kirby does need to win this one to stay in, and he's good position right now. He's 200,000 points ahead, 9 lines ahead, though. But still, those 9 lines do not account for the lead that Kirby has right now. Tetris Klein, 788. All right. Klein uncovers the well. Kirby with the max out. He's on 27. Tetris Kirby, A35. Klein at 858. Now, I don't know what these players have for post 29. Tapping, they've both got 1.3s, which make me believe they probably not getting super deep past 29 with hyper tapping. But we'll see what they can do. Kirby's got a 1.1. Klein on level 28 now, 960. So Kirby with about 150,000 point lead. Kirby gets a Tetris. He's at B45 on 29, and he's clearing lines. And oh no, that left side is probably going to spell the end of this game. So the chase down target for Klein, if you can get it, is B55. And Klein says, yeah, I'm not going to do anything here. And that is double max outs, double 29 kill screens. Kirby with a 1.1. That's a little bit different game than the first two, I would say. It's kind of what we were hoping for. So GG's to both of you. And, you know, that's 2 max outs in this match for Klein, which is pretty impressive for a player that we literally know nothing about. So GG's players. F3 FD 7F. F3 FD 7F. Any pinners at all? No, but everybody watches on mobile. Nobody has a computer. Really? Oh my God. All right. Looks like both players are on seed F3, FD, 7F. They were both ready. It's game number 4, Klein and Kirby. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. It's okay, Lucas. Don't worry. You got a job. You're excited. Last thing on your mind is pinning seeds on a Tetris tournament chat. How does one pin? Well, Lone Wolf, it's something you do on Twitch. It's like when you go to a forum and there's a pinned post. It's the same idea. Matroitian says, I never use mobile. It's better on computer or cast on TV. Oh my goodness, well. You should be a mod. What's up, Ogre? How's it going? We are in game number 4 of this set between Klein and Kirby. Klein already with 2 max outs in the match. Kirby got a 1.1 in the previous game. What's up, Mr. Burrow, Lone Wolf, Chabujigi over on YouTube, Jungle Cook, Anime Cat, Marktris, Antoine, Lori H. All the stars are here. Super Kai is here. All the stars. All right, Tetris Klein 167. Black Ops says, Vandy, I've literally never watched a CTM live stream on computer. Yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I'm old fashioned, just living that computer life. I mean, I really only use my phone for two things, which is like audiobooks and Sudoku. That's like all I do on it. Oh, and also Apple Pay, like tap to pay. Those are the three things I do on my phone. All right, four things. Occasionally get like a Lime scooter. All right, that's four things. 280 for Kirby, 221 for Klein. Phone calls. Somebody says, you don't use it for phone calls? God, no. Can't remember the last time I picked up the phone. What the heck? Why would someone do that? Texting? I do not. I don't really reply to texts. I don't want to be contacted. 273 for Klein, 326 for Kirby. Don't ever basically don't ever contact me. That's my policy. $274 Klein, 350 for Kirby. Checking the time. I guess sometimes I don't need an alarm clock lately because I've been training myself to go to bed at a reasonable hour and wake up at a reasonable hour, but $286 for Klein, 402 for Kirby. So Kirby doing what he's got to do so far in this one. He's got to win this one to force a deciding game number 5. And he's got a good 110,000 point lead. They're just one line apart, about 94,000 points apart. Oh, Kirby with the T-spin setup, the adjustment to get the T-spin. What the heck? And yeah, Kirby is really liking putting a big stack of long bars over on that left side, just to shorten that board, I think. It's like the fewer high pressure 5 taps you have to do, I think the better. 450 for Klein, 545 for Kirby. Same line count, 13 lines to go until 19. If I could get a real landline, I would love to get a real landline. Not one of these like fake VoIP landlines, but like the real hardline. I don't think it's even available in my building. But I would totally get that. And then I would pick up. Like nobody would have that number. Then I would pick up. All right, 591 for Kirby. And oh no, he's going to transition it to 19. Kind of high, but gets a long bar over at Tetris and another one. So 644 for Kirby at 139 lines. And good score here for Klein, 548, 138 on 19. Josh says, my voicemail message is, please email me. I don't use the phone. You know, I'm going to change it to that. You've inspired me. That's a beautiful voicemail message. Please email me. I don't use the phone. All right, Kirby now scrambling. That long bar very well can bring that down with a triple. Tetris Klein 640. Oh no, that left side for Kirby, that's going to be a problem. So now all Kirby can do is sit and watch and wait. Klein, the chase down is 734,000 points. So that is like 2 Tetrises and change there. There's one of the Tetrises. And Kirby just sitting, watching and waiting. And Klein playing safe, taking the triple. So in this first match, I think Klein just knows, you know what? I'm not going to trust myself to just kind of go for Tetrises here. I am just going to take this nice and easy and slow. I got plenty of time. Hey, what's up, Kingsman? And yeah, Klein has got it. Klein has taken this one 3-1, and looked like Kirby, had a big lead in the heading sort of toward 19. And it looked like Kirby was going to be able to force a decider, but just didn't work out that way. And Klein will be advancing in Tap Masters. So we are going to set Klein up with another match. GG to you, Kirby. You got a 1.1 with Tap in comp. I think that's pretty good. So congrats to you. And now it's going to be Klein versus Sam. So, players who don't play a ton are now going to be facing off for a spot in the top 16. So, all right, GG's Kirby. Now, Klein, if you get to the top 16, we're going to have to get a better headshot, right? You know that, right? All right. All right. Hey, LOZ Cards fan, what's going on? I'm going to set up this next thing and we run a couple ads. And there's one there. There's one there. All right. Yeah, all right. Let me run the pre-roll and then I'll set up the match and then we will get it started. So let's see. 18. You're being replaced with 15. And 31. You're being replaced with 18. And it looks good. And it's round 2. The score is a reset. And I'm just going to jank I'll jank the cameras for here so you can all enjoy the jank. Klein should have a headshot from CTWC. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Really? Oh, I'll find that then. I didn't realize. Klein, you were at CTWC? What the heck? I didn't know that. I didn't find any matches for you. Did you play in CTWC or did you just show up? Oh, why didn't I find any matches? Is there another it's not in match database, Kingsman. Oh, your qualifier was blah. Yeah, I hear you. All right, well, I apologize. I didn't realize I had a headshot from Klein. I thought that we wouldn't. All right, we'll let these players warm up for another minute or so. Oh, there is a Klein headshot. You're right. Kingsman, you are correct. Wow. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you some pieces, players. By the way, picture takers at CTWC, really, you should have a green screen background. You can always edit the CTWC thing in, but like having to edit these photos with get all the CTWC like logos out of it because everybody's got like black hair and black shirts and all that. It's like that is not fun. All right, looks like we are in round 2. 6F8D B4. Both players are on seed. Both players are ready. So I say let's get it started in round number 2. Sam versus Klein. Round 2, the winner goes to the top 16 in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. On the left side of your screen, it is not Sam the speedrunner. Qualified into seed number 15 with a 1.16 million. That was the average of his best 2 games played in a 1-hour qualifying period. Sam is from Belgium, which just has the vertical version of the German flag. I mean, it looks like the same flag, just vertical, which is pretty cool. I'm all about that. Sam's got a PB with tap of 1.33 million. Sam got a 1-round bye in virtue of his top 16 qualifiers. We gets to start in round 2, which is pretty nice. You may recognize Sam from, I don't know, the Discord server. It really played in a lot of different venues. You might have seen Sam playing in various Benelux events online, CT Lowlands, NTSC Cup, the Iberia qualifiers, just a scattered bunch of tournaments and events. But there it is. Sam also hangs out in the chat a lot and, has a 1.33 with tap and, top 16 qualifiers. So we'll see what Sam can do today. And on the right side of your screen, it is Klein who defeated Idkirby in round 1 to make it here to round number 2, qualified into seed number 18 with a 1.15 with tapping, has a 1.3 with tapping overall, and really just has 6 overall matches in the Classic Tetris match database, all of them from 2021, 5 of them from a couple Challenger circuits, and 1 of them from a Tetris deathmatch against Sidnev. And other than that, I think Klein has a lot of experience playing on Nestris.org, where I have played against Klein and probably lost a lot. 178 for Sam, 233 for Klein. Oh, the colors are not in the same order. And the flag of Belgium is 100 years older. All right. I'm with you. You know that makes a lot of sense. Now that I think about it historically. All right, so my bad. Really, just the German flag is a sloppy version of the flag of Belgium, right? All right, 299 for Sam, 335 for Klein. All right, 384 for Klein, 367 for Sam. And it's a close one here in game one so far. About 16,000 points apart, 3 lines apart. Sam gets a Tetris. Decent paces here to start off. All right, so Sam here with something to work around with, that hang of the L piece in an awkward spot. All of a sudden, Sam with some digging to do. This has allowed Klein to get out to a little bit more of a lead, 522 through 113. So Sam has got to bring this down. He's got 17 lines to do it before 19 hits. All right, so Klein just 4 lines away from 19 at 573. Sam with a clean board. Tetris is into 19 at 505. 573 for Klein. Takes a skim here. And a long bar in Tetris for Klein in at 597. So a healthy, nearly 600K transition for Klein, 629. And a Tetris for Sam, 579. All right, level 22 for Sam, 661. Klein still 712 on 21. This is a very, very good pace for Klein. So we start on 18, 19 kicks in at 130 lines, 29 kicks in at 230 lines. And at 29, that speed doubles and becomes virtually unsurvivable, even for hyper tappers, even in 2025. We have very few who have ventured past 29 in this tournament. We did have, who was it got to 31? But yeah, most runs are dying on or before 29. 778 for Sam, 805 for Klein. Klein gets a needed long bar into column 3. And there's a Tetris Sam, 810, 808 for Klein. And Sam gets a Tetris, 840. Now has a lead. Klein is clean and waiting and skimming and getting a Tetris, but not before he has to plug a hole there with a T-piece and create a spire. So this is not ideal for Klein's board right now, especially with Sam in the lead. Sam gets a much needed long bar for that left side. All right, there's a nice dirty Tetris Klein, 884. He's 50,000 points behind. We got less than 30 lines to go until 29. So Klein really needs to pour on the gas. There's another Tetris Klein, 949. And a little bit of a slowdown here for Sam is what Klein is going to need. But Sam gets a Tetris, has a max out. Level 27, there's another Tetris Sam, A45. Klein could really use a long bar. Does not want to have to plug that in and create extra burning, and a great long bar. And a Tetris over for Klein, A17. He's got the max out. And a Tetris for Sam, A80. And Klein really just needs to keep adding, but I don't even know at this point what he can do, because Sam has got a 1.1. A Tetris into 29 for Sam at B51. Klein is going to need 3 more. There's 1. I don't know what he can do. He takes that triple, but and Sam is still going. Sam is on level 30 and still going, and that is double 1.1s and double 29 plus. So both players with 1.1s. What a match, going all the way, and great scores. Game number 1 in this round 2 match. What the actual heck? An amazing start to this match, but Sam does enough and really did not encounter much in the way of a slowdown the last 50 60 lines of that whole sequence. And yeah, what a great game. So GG's to Klein. All right, players, I'm going to go ahead and drop you some more pieces. Okay, looks like both players are ready. Let's go ahead and count them down. Game number 2, Sam is up 1 game to none. Klein looking to tie this up in game number 2. All right, we are underway in game number 2. All right, what is Klein's seed number 18? Is that right? All right, let's see if this works. Oh my God, we have a Klein. We have a Klein headshot, everyone. What the heck? Look at that. Your old Vandy putting in the time. All right, 117 for Klein. Sam working down the middle, but this is going to lead to a couple of hangs. He could really use a quick bar here. And all right, so he's open in the middle. And now if the bar would come, Sam would be very appreciative. And there's the long bar down the middle. Tetris for Sam, 111. 122 for Klein. Sam's still working center well. Interesting choice. I'm not sure if it's really what the, is it something, oh, well, I want to bring it over, but I can't. Or is it, I prefer working center well? I mean, what some people do, do. But of course, the common knock on that is, you're basically maintaining 2 stacks instead of 1. Tetris Klein 265, 230 for Sam. Valid username says spam this line to help out Klein. All right, there's a triple for Sam. Klein at 288. Sam at 241. All right, Klein is set up for a Tetris and gets it. Another Tetris Klein, 315. There's another one, 337. So Sam kind of working multiple kind of dirty options here. And a long bar gets over for a dirty triple on that left side. That could be a problem. And that is going to be a top out for Sam at 274. So the center well never really came together as just a consistent strategy in this one for Sam. And Klein, you are good in game number 2. We have tied it up. Quaid lied to you. I know. We've all learned that. All right, players, I'm going to go ahead and give you some new pieces. Okay, 419 E6F, 419 E6F. Players are good. What was once a best of 5, now a virtual best of 3. Sam and Klein tied at a game apiece, game number 3. We do have another broadcast after this one, by the way. There may be a break in between this and the next, and if there is, I will take that break. You know, if it's more than 15 minutes or so, I'll take it. But yeah, that is going to be a Stupid Tetris monthly bracket that will involve Cole and Somalian playing in round 1, and the winner taking on Cobra to earn a spot in the top 16. Just run 15 minutes of ads. Yep. Nah. If I can take the break, I'm going to take it. Tetris for Sam, 93,000. Klein going to stand up that J piece and get the Tetris. So Sam now on the right side well this time. There is a Tetris for Sam, 140. Tetris Sam, 166, 164 Klein. Sam does not play all that much. He had a bunch of matches, well, at least a handful of matches getting started in competitive Tetris in 2020. 2021 was his most matches. 2022 was only like 10 matches. 2023 was like 6. 24 was like 5 matches and only 2 before today in 2025. So Sam does not really get around. Must have other stuff going on in life. That's pretty good. And Klein, of course, with just 6 matches overall coming into today. All right, long bar gets over Tetris. Sam, 285. There's another Tetris Klein, 326. So Sam getting this all cleared away. There's a nice Z piece to uncover the well. Yeah. Oh, Luis is here. Luis, yeah, Luis says my first Tetris match was against Sam back in 2020. I was in Classic Tetris League, and you beat Sam in back-to-back matches in Classic Tetris League, December. Everyone's just like coming back. We've heard from we've heard from all these everybody. We just haven't heard from him in years, and now all of a sudden. Yeah, all the old stars are here. Somehow, Luis is here. Of course, Luis, the winner of the of CTM back in October of 2023. 2023 was the year where we had 11 different winners across 12 different events, and the only repeat winner was, of course, Dog Playing Tetris. And then that match, that CTM win for Luis was his last competitive Tetris match. He just won Masters and then just like, nope, I'm done. I'm out of here. So very interesting to see Luis back in the chat. 490 for Sam, 567 for Klein. Luis says, I haven't played a match in almost 2 years. Yeah, it was crazy. You just won Masters, and that was it. Nothing else. 516 entry into 19 for Sam. And Klein at 614. Looking for that one more Tetris to get into 19. He gets it. 638 entry into 19 for Klein. So another 600K transition for Klein. First message since the 1st of October. Well, that's crazy. All right, Tetris for both. 601 Sam, 673 for Klein. Yeah, that was a wild year. 2023 in CTM, 11 different winners across 12 events, and then in 2024 there were just 5 winners. Just, Alex T, Dog, Sidnev, Blue Scooty, and Fractal. Just won everything. Tetris Sam, 711, 760 for Klein. Black Ops says he beat Andy, Alex, and Sidnev and just dipped. Well, he beat he beat Andy, Alex T, Sidnev, and then Alan Bot. Yeah, Alan Bot in the finals. Leaving out Alan Bot. What's wrong with you? Tetris for Klein, 822, 805 for Sam. Sam is ahead by 7 lines though, so once Sam is at 29, Klein will still be on like 28. All right, Tetris Sam, 869, 833 for Klein. So Sam now, Sam, in the lead. Klein's going to open up that well column, 3-1 row off the bottom. Long bar goes in. Tetris for Klein, 870. Sam at 906. And Sam's board pretty crazy here. Klein working one row off the bottom is set up for a potential dirty Tetris. Klein back by, 40,000 points, something like that, 30,000 points. And Klein, oh no, Klein is in a decline. And that is going to be a top out for Klein at 878. So Sam with the survival, sticks around long enough to take game number 3. Actually, he is going to see if he can get a max out here. He's already got 1. And he's got, well, he's not. Well, we'll see what he can get. How's he going to engineer this? Oh, no. Well, he's got the max. All right. Well, Sam with another max out. Klein 878 on 26. I mean, these are good scores. But Sam up 2 games to 1. All right, new pieces on their way. 951651. Let me get some of this Coke Zero in me. So next time we do Tap Masters, should we do a Tap Futures? Is there a future of Tap? Should there be a Tap Futures when it's a dead play style? All right, looks like both players are ready. 951651. Game number 4. Klein needs to win this one to force a deciding game 5. We'll get them started. All right, both players on the board with Tetrises. I mean, you're doing STM futures, so why not TM futures? Yeah, it's because Tap Masters is the substitute for DAS Masters, and we don't do DAS Masters lower tiers. I mean, I'm open to them being done, but nobody's really. You need people to administer them. Oh, Sam with the double flip of the L piece. That's going to slow him down, add a couple burns, but no real harm. Same score, same lines. You wanted, all right. Cole says we should do futures for the next one, and we're gonna number them. We'll call them Tap Masters 2. That way you can always remember. I think that's probably the way we should do it. Tap Masters 2. Well, I'll do it again before the end of the year. Maybe a poll? Yeah, I don't know. I usually just decide. Sometimes I'll take an informal poll as a meme, but usually I just decide, I just think about it, reflect, and then make a decision. Once in a while I'll take a poll, but I usually if I take a poll, I've already made up my mind. And I just want I don't know. I'll take it because I just want to And pretty much every decision when I go to ask for a poll, like the poll agrees with me. So I just like having the poll agree with me so that if anyone questions me, I can say, well, the poll, there was a poll, guys. The line spin for Sam and the Tetris. What do you need exactly for lower DM tiers? Yeah, I mean, it's just got to be someone who's going to run the thing. I want to be 100. I, Van Dweller, want to be 100% hands off with regard to the lower tiers. Those can be 100% volunteer run. And I don't want to have to lift a finger for those. I don't have the time. And the only reason we have community tournaments still is because, Cat Surgery, Crinkle, whoever, offered to be responsible for it. So otherwise it was going to be gone. But no, it's important that we have it. Well, all right, it was Chiller at first who said, yeah, I will take this on. And then when Chiller left, Crinkle took it on. 329, but we need someone who's going to like stick around, not be like, yeah, I'll run it. And then they do it for 2 months and leave. You need people who have like, you're going to stick around. All right, Tetris for Sam. He opts not to put the long bar down the right side. Instead, he wants to go and attack these gaps. That long bar down the right side would have given him a triple, which would have taken some pressure off the stack, but I think he wants to go and just attack these gaps straight on. I gotta ask Americans, can you guys actually punch holes in your walls? Depends on the building. I mean, newer construction often has like drywall, right? Or almost always drywall, which, yeah, you can punch through some of it. You'd hurt yourself. $403 for Sam, $449 for Klein. I mean, I don't recommend it because if there's a stud underneath the, like where you punch, you're gonna break your hand. So before you punch your wall, use a stud finder. Make sure there are no studs in the wall before you punch away. Entry into 19 for Sam is $449. Klein, $520 entry into 19. All right, Sam with a good board. Klein trying to bring this board down a little bit. Okay, Klein going to open up that right. And a long bar goes in. Tetris for Klein, 552. Sam at 502. And dirty Tetris Klein, 582. All right, Sam with a hang of a J piece, and he's going to go to work trying to just build around that as much as he can so he can have a decent clean. And yeah, it's really not going to slow him down too much, that T, and really just cost him like what, 2 burns, something like that. So not too bad for Sam. And there's a Tetris Sam, 652, 650 for Klein. And they are super close in score and lines. Klein just going to take that double, not going to mess around and try to do anything crazy with it. Tetris Klein, 691. Sam's board climbing. All right, good T burn. Oh, nice delay burn there with the bar. Oh, and there's a great L piece. And there we go, a Tetris for Sam. So a great sequence for Sam that really could have gone really badly, but Sam handled it very smoothly. And and Sam gonna hang a couple of bars on that right side. And just as he was doing it, Klein got a Tetris to take game number 4. And Sam was like, just as he got out of that dig, he was super smooth. And I felt like you could kind of see he was like kind of relaxed. He's like, yeah, all right, I'm getting that Tetris over. I'm feeling good. And I think that, I don't know, maybe he just kind of felt a little too good, a little too relaxed, and hung that bar in column 9. And then couldn't get another one over. You could see him with that second bar being like, you know, kind of that, you know, OS look, right? Like, oh crap. All right, but Klein, you are good and you have tied it up. All right, it looked like you felt a little more relaxed at the moment. Like you were relieved to get out of the dig and you lost a little intensity. And then somehow that mindset shift like happened right at the wrong time. But I don't know, that's what I saw. But you obviously know your feelings more than I do. Well, it's a decider. Here it is. Let's get some new pieces in the chat. Guys, there's this food truck in Austin that I feel like I want to go to because I've heard that they've got like the best chicken tenders. And it's called Bussin' Buns. It's the cringiest name I've ever heard, but it's called Bussin' Buns. Bussin'. I don't know if I can go to a place that's called Bussin' anything, much less Bussin' Buns. I mean, that's so cringy. All right, looks like both players are ready. 9-4-2 F8A. Both players on seed, both players ready. It is a decider. The winner of this one single solitary game will move on to the top 16. It'll be Sam or Klein. Let's find out who in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. I hit the wrong button. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. Sorry, guys. All right. Bussin' makes it sound like they are doing unspeakable things to the food, you mean? Well, I think it's related to, you know, that Gen Z slang, bussin'. I think that's the idea. And it just makes me sad that, you know, I'm going to be shopping at or buying stuff at a place called Bussin' Buns. And I think it's a bus. I think it's like a food truck in a bus, which I guess makes it a little better. Bussin' is actually old Gen Z or millennial slang. I never heard of it until like 2 years ago. Bussin'. Come on. Can't just say, oh, that food is good. It's delicious. I enjoyed it. No, it's bussin'. You know, come on now. No, 99,000 for Sam, 98,000 for Klein. That food is built different. Yeah. All right, Tetris Klein 167. 167 for Sam. The winner of this, as I said, does move on to the top 16 of this tournament. Which will be against Dylan. So all this hard work just to face one of the most prolific tappers really ever. So this should be very, oh, let's say interesting. 216 for Klein, 238 for Sam. $306 Sam, 288 for Klein. Oh, the first game in this match, it was Klein 3, Kirby 1. Is that what it was? 3-1. All right, same score, one line apart. I think it was 3-1. If somebody can confirm the Klein versus Kirby. I know it wasn't a decider. I'd remember that. It was. All right, Tetris for Sam, 384, 322 for Klein. Tetris Klein, 349. All right, thank you, Mark. All right, a skimming at Tetris for Sam, 433. There is a Tetris for Klein, 418. Tetris Klein, 441. Sam with some digging to do. But it's going to maintain the lead. Sam gets a Tetris, 487. 486 for Klein. Klein with a good flat stack here. I do understand one of our cameras is frozen, but we'll be all right. Everybody. Or just take that one Lucas chat as a screenshot out of context. 557 for Klein into 19. Sam up pretty high on the board, gets a long board down for a Tetris, so 541 now on 19. So Klein back in the lead and gets a dirty Tetris. Klein maybe going to set up on the left. Oh, Sam going to miss that long bar to the left side. And going to try to get something over to knock this down. And a long bar finally, again, over to that left side. So some survival for Sam. And he's going to try hard to get that board oriented back over toward the right side well again. All right, Klein 648, Sam 600,000. Sam really in survival mode. Oh no! And that is going to be a top out for Sam at 601. And Klein is good. Klein fighting his way out of seed 18, going to make it into that top 16. Sam, it was a pleasure. Always happy to have you in our events. And hope to see you in more of them. You played great. But this Klein fella coming out of nowhere And gonna take this one. Klein, your camera is totally frozen, but we'll let it slide because you are the winner in a decider. Let me report this to the Centralized Tetris Reporting Authority. It's going to go in as 3-2. And we'll show you the brackets. Yeah, good matches. Lots of max outs, multiple, multiple double max outs, multiple 1.1s. Very strong play here in rounds 1 and rounds 2. All right, we're going to show you the bracket. Oh, there you are. There's Klein, just in time. Klein, just in time. All right, well, we missed you. All right, let's show you the round of 16. Oh, wait, you're back. You're back. Bye. Bye, Klein. See you. And I found your screenshot. So you do have a good professional headshot. So there you go. You are set. Okay, we're going to show you the bracket, at least top 16. That is who we've got. Let's refresh it and we'll show you. There it is. So we've got one more to do, and that's going to be on Friday. That's going to be Tap Masters Red Prelim, Tetris Time, Scooty, Opox. That should be a banger on Friday night here in the States. And then we will have a full top 16. We already have the orange and yellow scheduled for Friday as well. That's going to be Aaron versus Alex T, Bendy, and Andy. That should be a heck of a top 16. All right, coming up soon, in about 20 minutes, we have got, what is it? Teal? Yeah, Cole versus Somalian, winner versus Cobra in Stupid Tetris Monthly. I am going to go offline just to, it's better for YouTube if we go offline and give a good amount of time between the two streams. So I'm going to thank those of you who contributed to the stream. Twitch Bits, Frisco Steve, 6722 bits. Thank you. Michael with the raid, Party of 3. Appreciate that. Patreon, thank you everybody on this slide. I should have everybody who is current on there. This should be up to date. If you are supporting us and not on this slide, please let me know. See, Laurie, you're there. But also Scott Gray, Jane the Window, Kanan Techie, Corporal Shelby, Troy Dan, Kim M, Rogue Potato, Cacket, Mila, and Jason. Thank you for your support. Prizes. Oh, that is not the correct prizes. That's Stupid Tetris Monthly. This one didn't make a dent in the prize pool this stream, but I'm sure we will. Consider going to go.ctm.gg/tap prize and support the prize pool if you want to see a Tap Masters 2. This is a great way to let us know that. And, you know, if we fund one, that makes us much more likely to fund Tap Masters 2. All right, thanks everybody for hanging out. Appreciate y'all. YouTube, gonna end the stream. See you in about 20 minutes. And bye-bye. All right, Twitch, it's just you and me. Who should I rate? You want to rate